If you're a new artist on Redbubble, you may be just like Kate Juergens. Kate Juergens here has 217 designs, and Kate Juergens has a problem. She wants more sales. That's right, Kate Juergens is greedy, and I say good for her. She should be greedy. She should want more sales. You deserve more sales. In this video, I'm going to break down why Kate may not be making as many sales as she wants. She does have a couple hundred designs up on Redbubble. She says she makes sporadic sales, but not enough. 390 favorites. Something's going on here. Let's jump in. Okay, so big picture on Redbubble. What you want to do is have three things. You want to make a lot of designs. You want to have designs in niches that people like. And you want to have high quality designs. So if you're not making sales, it must be one of those three things. First thing I can see here on the website, on her page, fun, fashion, great gifts. I love this thumbnail. Kate Works Canada. Anything you can do to try to make your shop distinctive, to try to make it unique, that's a good thing. Kate's from Canada. She proudly says she's from Canada. And I think that's really nice because, hey, some people would want to maybe support local or buy from Canadians if you're from Canada yourself. So that's really cool. So whatever country you're from, feel free to fly that flag and be proud of where you're from. 217 designs. That's not very much. You want to make sure you have a lot more designs. I would recommend about 1,000 designs in your shop. Once you get over 1,000, you can kind of reassess. And if you're still not making sales, then it must be something else. But I would say 1,000 is the minimum to really have enough designs that people are searching for something. So let's take a look here at the collection. So over on the left-hand side, we've got collections. We've got dog and cat, mama and baby, great graphics, sarcastic and fun, coffee fun. What I notice is there's really nothing here that is distinctive. They're very common niches. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's hard to make sales when you've got really popular niches. Like coffee, for example. If I type in here at the top, coffee, and I scroll down to the bottom, I'm going to see there's 3,800 pages of coffee designs. That's a lot of designs, right? Now, it will give you different sub-niches underneath. And what you can do is scroll through these and see if there's something that maybe has a little bit less. So for example, I'm going to go here to coffee puns. I'm going to scroll on down and I can see there's only 55 pages of coffee puns. So you may want to have a collection called coffee puns. You may want to have something that's a bit more sub-niche than just having generic designs in generic niches. What I do like about the collection names is when you can have something that really attracts people's attention. It's kind of a hook. So for example, let's take a look at these 9 collections that she's got and ask yourself, which one are you most interested in? For me, it's sarcastic and fun. And it's also you so silly. I don't really know what this means, but it sounds mysterious. It sounds exciting. So when I see this, I can see now we've got some kawaii designs and they're cute animals. This is great. What I like is they're all similar. And so if I liked these sort of designs, I would favorite a couple and I would wind up maybe favoring the shop. What happens if you have too many collections is that people go, well, she's only got 10 cute designs. I don't really care about astrology. I don't really care about Canada. I don't really care about mama and baby, so I'm not going to favorite the shop. So what you want to do is get to the point where you're branding your store as the cute animal store or the Canadian store or the astrology store, something like that. I'm not saying lose all the collections, but you may want to orient your collections in such a way that they're a little bit more homogeneous. Another thing I wanted to point out is down at the bottom here, you've got 390 favorited off of 217 designs. That's actually pretty good. If you can do better than 1 for 1, so in other words, more favorites than designs, that's actually a pretty good thing. So what I would recommend you do is you look at your dashboard to see what designs are getting the most favorites. I'm going to take a guess here. When I go to your shop and I click Explore Designs and I click on Best Selling, I'm going to guess that this graphic here at the top is one of your best-selling designs, as is this Sunset Eagle Lightning graphic. And if you've got those two getting your most favorites, for example, make more of these. People like, for example, photographs, wildlife, nature. That might be the next 800 designs that you upload. They could be, for example, a picture of an eagle and then the name of a Canadian town. Could be Canmore, Banff, Winnipeg, Thunder Bay, Etobicoke, whatever it is. So you could scale up very easily having a beautiful picture, and then having the name of the Canadian city. And there's a lot of different areas that you could do things in Redbubble. You've got some great looking designs, and I think you should continue on with it. And as one Canadian to another, I salute you and your artistic merit. I think this looks really good and you've got a lot of potential here. Keep working. You will continue to make sales. Redbubble is a numbers game, and you want to make sure that you've got a lot of designs in niches that people are actually looking for, and they're high quality designs. And your designs are high quality. I like them a lot. Here's another video on how you can supercharge your print on demand journey on Redbubble. Thanks a lot for watching.